into your guys' expectations for the season? Now, obviously, I know that there's still roster spots available, but just like your overall thoughts, like are you looking more for a certain win total, maybe a top seed? Like, what are you guys looking for going into this upcoming season?
Man, it's such a tough question because I feel like how they overperformed last year is sort of like broken my brain in a sense of like, okay, they tripled their win total last year. No team has ever done that before. Obviously, it's easier to do when you only win 14 games the year before, but like what if they're not a top 6 seed this year? Like is that a failure? Like I don't know if I'm necessarily ready to call it that, but like at the same time, I do believe that the team got better. And a big part of that is like you have another year with Cade, you have Jaden Ivey coming back, you have Ron Holland hopefully taking a leap, like Asar getting better. So like we saw the trouble that they gave the Knicks in the first round. And I mean, when you think about, I know the East is wide open with the like Halliburton injury and Tatum and everything like that. I don't think the Pistons are necessarily like a given to be one of the best teams in the East. And also when you consider like Atlanta got better, Orlando went and got Desmond Bain, like I think it's going to be a challenge, but like it, no matter what the win total is, like I feel like the expectation should be to win a playoff series. I think that's really difficult to do. So like if they don't do it, I'm not like hitting the panic button by any means, but like I think the bare minimum expectation should like be to be in the playoffs, whether they do that through the play-in tournament or qualify outright. And then like the ultimate goal this year to me should be like to win a series, which they seem pretty close to be doing.
Yeah, I don't like linear progression's so hard, man. Like that's just not how this usually goes. And I, I've heard the East is wide open thing too, but like just the Cavs haven't gone anywhere, the Knicks haven't gone anywhere. Those are two very good teams. I get that the Celtics don't have Tatum and they just got rid of Kristaps and they made these changes, but like that's still a really good squad that they've got there. They're going to be competitive. I think you could say the same for the Pacers too. Like they're not going to be what they were, but they're still going to be solid. Orlando got better. Atlanta got better. Miami is still an interesting team. And everyone seems to forget about the 76ers probably getting Embiid back. Like they're not going to be as bad as they were, barring some health things, right? I don't think they're going to be as bad as they were last season. And you always got to have your eye on Charlotte too. They got a lot of talent down there. So I think it's going to be harder this year for the Pistons. And I think they did a really good job of Blake, something you and I talked about kind of wanting to see them do, which was make sure that the veterans on the roster at least remain at the level. If they were going to lose Tim Hardaway Jr., Malik Beasley, we wanted them to bring back guys that were at least comparable in talent to where if they take a step forward from where they were last season, it's primarily driven by the young guys. I think they did that. It's just kind of tough to then turn to those young guys and confidently say, oh yeah, Jaden Ivey coming off a broken leg is going to be better than he was last season. I like to think that. I don't know for sure, right? It's going to take him some time to get back. You're hoping Asar Thompson takes a leap, but what's that leap going to be? We saw a lot out of Ron Holland here in the Summer League, but he's got to translate that, and he's got to prove that he can actually push for big-time minutes in year 2 as a 20-year-old. Like, all of this is going to be a lot to ask. I think the one thing we know for sure is Cade Cunningham's one of the absolute best players in the Eastern Conference, and that's going to go pretty far. How far that goes, my expectation, I'm hoping around the same win total. I just don't know if that win total is going to be 6 or like 8, right? So I just don't know on the seeding side of things.
I think the Vegas under I was looking at was 45.5, which, I mean, if they're flirting around 50 wins, I don't know about you guys, but I'd feel pretty happy. I felt like they could have won 50 this year. I felt like they could have won 50 this year. There was a lot of games that just didn't bounce their way. Like I think of the Bucks game where Ron missed those free throws. Like I felt like they could have won that game. I felt like they could have got close to 50 this upcoming season. I think my expectations is like yours, Blake, try to win a playoff series because you haven't won one in quite some time. And I feel like that'd be a really big accomplishment, not only for JB Bickerstaff and the Pistons, but this ownership group. They haven't won a playoff series since they purchased the team. And I think they have the talent, depending on who they match up against in the playoffs. I know it's, months down the road, but I feel like they have the talent to compete with anyone in the Eastern Conference. I think JB did a lot for them. And I think not having a new coach, again, is a big plus in my opinion. It's a big positive, getting more familiar with JB and all the coaches that they get to work with each and every day.
Yeah, and like if they are in the playoffs again, which like we expect them to be, like what's stopping them from making a run, I guess? Like we saw what the Pacers did this last season, and even like mainly the Pacers' first run where they go to the Eastern Conference Finals and like no one's expecting them to do. And then you think back to like Trae Young making that run with the Hawks a few years before, like I think this team is really close to that. Like I don't think we necessarily like go in and expect them to make an appearance in the Eastern Conference Finals, but like I mean, I wouldn't be fully shocked if they found a way and just made a run. Like a lot of things have to go right, and maybe some things have to go wrong for other teams, but like we've seen it happen in the past, and I think Cade Cunningham is that good where he can be that guy on a team who makes a run in the playoffs that who knows where it would stop.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like thinking about these guys, this team making a run, Cade Cunningham's absolutely at that level. Like I'm with you. I don't know. I don't think that should really be the expectation, but if you could say one thing for certain about this team, it's that Cade Cunningham is that dude. And, you name off Halliburton, Trae Young. Would any of us take either of those guys over Cade? Maybe I'm too much of a homer, but I wouldn't. I'd take Cade over both of those guys, right? So, and that's now when both of those guys have improved over where they were when their teams made those kinds of runs. So, like, it's in the cards because the Pistons have the type of superstar they've just not had in years.
Yeah, Halliburton just pisses me off. Like watching him, like the celebrations.
Oh, no, I love him. He's so fun to watch. Come on. It's fun watching the troll. Come on.
If it's against the Celtics, I'm cool. If it's against the Pistons, I don't like it. Pistons Pacers stuff still makes my blood boil.
It was that game
Okay, well,
game
fair,
winner in the opener this year. That was wild.
Made everyone hate the Pacers again. Yep.
Oh, I remember that game so vividly because I went to it, and like Cade had a terrible first half, and there were these guys behind me just like talking crap, like we need to trade Cade. And then like they get their food and he explodes for like 20 or 25 points. And we got back into the game. They're like, what happened? I was like, oh, Cade scored 25 straight. He's like, no, he didn't. Stop lying. It's just like, wow.
Yeah, that's what I do like eavesdropping if I'm in the crowd for things like that. It's always fun.
Especially at away games. It's really cool to hear like other teams' fans talking about like, man, I wish we had someone like Asar Thompson. Like, oh, look how that guy's defending. Shoot. Why can't we? Like the Bulls, I was at a Bulls game last year, and the group behind us, one little kid, Cade Cunningham, made him a fan of his for the rest of his life because that's the game where Cade had that crazy, like, go up with the left, switch it to the right dunk over Matas Buzel.
Yeah.
He went nuts right before the All-Star break. And then actually at the end of the game gave that kid an autograph. So like that kid was rocking Pistons the rest of the way, which was sick. I don't know how happy his dad was, but that was great to see. But then his dad's talking about Asar Thompson too, comparing him to how he's just bullying Matas at the time. Like, this feels good. This feels good as a Pistons fan to just hear this.
Was that the game we beat them by like 50 points?
No, I wish I was at that one. That was wild. That was that one I think was before the game I'm talking about. I think the one I was at was like either the game before or the final game before the All-Star break. I think.
Yeah. I mean, they had a couple games where they beat teams by like 30, 40 points. And like I haven't experienced that since like the go in the work era. Like I was like, man, like what the hell has gotten into this team? Like they're just like coming out aggressive. Like the Pelicans game, man, like when was it Herb Jones maybe or I think it was Trey Murphy. I think Asar like
Trey
first
Murphy.
play. Yeah, first play Asar like goes for a ball and Trey Murphy dislocates his shoulder. I was just like, man, like this team is so damn aggressive. I'm not used to it.